What's going on, guys? My name is Dark Deadeye. Well, it's not my real name, but that's what everybody calls me. Well, that's actually what I call myself, and I ask people to call me that. Well, nobody actually calls me that, but that's the name I'd like people to call me. Well, actually, the name I really want has been taken, so I have to just. So my name is Dark Deadeye, and this is Harmless podcast. Welcome. And today, just got a few articles in Battlefield 3 Beta. That's right, I've been playing Battlefield 3 Beta a little bit today. I'd like to play more on the PC, but unfortunately, I can't bind the frickin' keyboard. I can't bind the buttons on the keyboard, man. I don't like crouch or prone on X. It's so stupid. It's all the way in the corner there. I think prone is actually Z. My pinky doesn't bend that direction. Can I please put it on C? I like it on C. I want to use my index finger. I like using my index finger. But anyway, yeah, I can't do keybinds on the PC, and that's a no-go. So I've been playing on Xbox, which is totally fine. And I gotta say right now, guys, Battlefield 3 on Xbox really isn't that bad. It looks fine. There's some shitty particles and stuff, like off of like the fire, like the wicking effect. It looks kind of shitty, but other than that, the game is great. It looks just fine on Xbox. And these console elitists, I'm sorry, the PC elitists out there, the LOL console, LOL 30 frames per second, LOL thumbsticks, not really pointing at John, because I think John's just trying to do it for entertainment value. He seems like a really nice guy, so I don't really think I don't know, I think he just does it because that's his persona. But there's a lot of people out there that are hardcore fucking elitists. They I don't know, like they have some kind of self-esteem problem or something. Like, they have to project their insecurities on everybody, through like whatever like console they use. They need to validate that they have a PC that's like, cost them $2,000. And literally $2,000. I'm not one of those people that say, oh, you spent $2,500 on your console. It's going to go out of date next month, you stupid head. No, some of these people actually do spend $2,000. That's a lot of money for a gaming PC, man. I could put one together between $500 and $700, and it can run Battlefield 3 on pretty much high settings. Ultra, I'm not really too sure about, but at least high settings, for about $500. When someone actually pays $2,000, that means they're just fucking crackpots, and they spend way too much money. They're the kind of guy that has that they like to polish their little forum signature. There's those guys that just they are like they're quick to the gun to insulting someone. If anyone like gets a little detail wrong, it's just something little, minute, little happenstance that you just happenstance, right? Like I've been waiting all month to use that word, and I finally got it out, and I didn't even use it correctly. But you know what I'm saying? Like there are those people that just call you out on anything. You're like, no, it's not right. It's 6970. Not the 6950. The only difference is there's a BIOS update, and you actually bought that, you stupid noob. It's those kind of people, They make me sick. Don't listen to those assholes. The game works just fine on console. Whatever gets you to that place where you need to go to have fun while you're gaming is fine. That's what I preach in my podcast. I am not an elitist. I am not a PS3 elitist. I am not an Xbox elitist. I am not a PC elitist. I own all of them. The only thing, and I've said this 100 times, the only thing I would ever be elitist towards is Quake. If there was a new Quake right now, I would say, F you all, I'm playing Quake, and I'm never going to talk to you guys again because I'd just be locked away in my room playing Quake, and that's it. But even still, I don't say this game sucks, it's not Quake. No, it's just I love Quake. That's the game I really love. But even still, I'm just saying, I don't really give a shit what's going on. I don't care. And people are like that, and they're just insecure, and they have to, they have to peacock, like a peacock. They have to, extend those feathers up, like a peacock, because they have small penises and they don't get laid. Whatever, like it could be anything, maybe one arm is longer than the other. maybe their mother doesn't love them. Something's wrong in their lives, and they have to peacock you. So just don't listen to those people. Those are the people are what make gaming this just terrible, this terrible stereotype of nerds and geeks and losers. Those are the losers out there. So don't listen to those guys. Never listen to losers, because where are losers going to get you? Why would you take advice for an asshole? Why would you take advice for a loser? Listen to a guy like me. I'm kind of am a nerd and a loser and some, but at least I'm open minded and I'm not afraid to stand up in here and actually voice my opinion as loud as I can make it. I'm standing on the highest hills and on the mountaintops, screaming and telling you guys it's okay. And all the lines of communication are open. I mean, if you guys got an issue with what I got to say, man, I'm on Twitter. Just fucking hit me up, man. I'd be like, Dirk Deadeye, you're a fucking idiot. You can go ahead and tell me that. I don't give a shit. And I'll be straight with you. I'll give you an honest reply back. I might not agree with you, but whatever. I'm here for you. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. I'm out here. I'm trying. I'm trying as hard as I can just to spread the word, spread the love, spread the gospel of gaming. That's all, because that's, in the end, that's what we care about, right? That is the common denominator of what we all care about is gaming. We're all gamers. That's what we do. Why does it matter? Why the fuck does it matter? How? Or why? Or where? Or when? Or who? Where we get to where we're going. Why? Why does it matter? Someone tell me why. It's all just a bunch of stupid fucking conjecture. And I wish people would stop, but they never will. They never will. It's just like Chevy and Ford guys, man. It's just Christians or Catholics and Protestants. It's never going to end, man. The Shiites and what are the other ones called? Whatever. I'm not going to go there. The Middle East stuff, I'm not going to go there. It's something I don't understand. I shouldn't really talk about that because it's something I don't understand. It's ignorant of me to talk about things I don't understand. So I take that back. Jerry, disregard that comment, just sort of like that. That's where I'm going to go with it. Anyway, but I just want to, as much as I have to say it, if I can just change the mind of one person, if I can just get one person to stop spreading the ignorance and lies and bullshit, then my mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. I did something. I contributed. I made something better. I made I enriched someone's lives. So I'm gonna stop ranting and just talk to you guys about the beta, how it's been going so far. I'll tell you right now, guys, the weapon damage in that game is incredible, man. It's if you step out of line, if you're out of cover a little too long, you will die. You will get shot up full of holes so fast. It's like Modern Warfare 2, and everybody's got freaking M16s and stopping power. It's insane. So far, I've only used the starter weapons. The recoil could be a little better. It seems like we're all running around with zero recoil. Around the third or fourth shot, if you're running full auto, it does get a little out of hand, but recoil is pretty tight. They need to loosen that up a bit. As far as the Xbox is concerned, the controls are much more improved. If you guys are still sort of sitting on the sidelines, kind of wondering whether or not I should play this, I haven't played it on PS3 yet. I don't have access to the beta yet, but when I do, I will post a video online, showing you guys that as well. But as far as the Xbox is concerned, the controls are much better. They are much better improved. They are more. You got that crisp kind of feeling. It's not quite Call of Duty, but it's getting there. You know what I'm saying? And this should be more than acceptable for most people. I know because it feels better than the Vietnam expansion controls. It's like they took it a step further than that. Because I know the biggest complaint of Bad Company 2 was controls. They felt sluggish. It was kind of like playing with Halo, but in an environment where you need fast twitch reactions and stuff. And this time around, it's a lot better. They sped the game up a little bit. But at the same time, they also slowed it down with the power of these weapons. But you also have to keep in mind, guys, just before you jump to conclusions, it's also a beta. Everything is subject to change. This is not the final product. This is where they're going to take all the complaints and all the hate and all the butthurt, and they're going to actually try to hammer out the settings as best as they can to make things easier for the title update, because right now the game is the way it is. But right now we're forging the title update right now. The first update, when you actually pop the game in for the first time on release night, you know, it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're still kind of tired, and you got to go work tomorrow, and you got to download that update. That's what we're doing right now. We are creating history right now. So the best thing you can do is get on the forums and be eloquent and respectful, you know, and just tell them what's wrong. You know, tell them, just don't listen to all the haters and the assholes. You know, disregard those guys. Disregard them. And just tell them, you know, tell them what you think is wrong and step away. Because you got to remember, there's a lot of zealots out there. There's a lot of fanboys out there, and they're going to take your legitimate complaint as whining or as bullshit or whatever. Don't listen. Just step back. And just hope a dev reads that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of dicks on there that like to, you know, just spread their hate and their lies and their bullshit. And, you know, it kind of slows the thing down, you know. It's like throwing a big pail of dirt in the machine and all those gears, you know. And but feedback does get listened to. There's a lot of guys out there working their asses off trying to get things working properly. And these guys are European, so, you know, they're sticklers. So the more feedback the more feedback we can provide these guys, the better the end product, you know? So you owe it yourselves to do your duty as a beta tester to show the Battlefield 3 community a good example of, you know, how passionate we are about this game, and go out there and report stuff. You know, if you see anything wrong, just talk about it. If you think something's out of line, tell them how to straighten it up. You know, just tell them what's up. You know, and maybe we get more betas in the future. You know, we set a good example for our community. We'll get more communities. We'll get, you know, they'll actually take more precedent. Don't sit here and talk about entitlement, you know. Don't sit here and say, I bought the Medal of Honor and all this other crap. Gimme. Look, we all know that. In the back of my mind, I know I'm entitled to a beta because they promised it to me. But the last thing you need to do is remind them, because now you're bringing up entitlement, and you're being just a bunch of self-righteous snobs. And while they'll give you the beta now, in the future, when Battlefield 4 comes out, Battlefield Bad Company 3 come out, they might not do an open beta again. You know, they might keep a closed beta. And who's that hurt? That hurts everybody, because that game might not be as balanced. You know what I'm saying? Because QA guys can only do so much. You know, there's only so much they can do. The power of an open beta is incredible. You know, even through crash dumps where they take your system specs and you know, all that information and figure out why you crashed, and relay that to AMD and NVIDIA to you know, hammer out some better drivers to make the game run smoother. You know, that's invaluable data. You know, you can't get that anywhere else. You know, you can only get that through a beta. And while, you know, it's really helpful, it's also kind of a privilege, because no matter what, they're going to sell how many games they're going to sell. It doesn't really matter. But how smooth the game is going to be, it really depends on the information we give these guys in the beta. So please, if do it for me. If not me, do it for yourselves, just to ensure that we got a good game out here. That's all I ask. It's all I ask. It's not much. It's not much to just politely and eloquently, you know, explain what's wrong. And don't talk about entitlement. Don't sit here and say the game sucks, the graphics suck. It's a beta, guys. It's a beta. It's not finished quite yet. Not quite yet. There might be a couple things missing. And if things can be improved, let them know. That's all you got to do. Don't threaten them to go to Modern Warfare 3. What is that going to solve? That's the last thing they want to hear. They don't want to hear that shit. If you really think that way, bye. Go away. We don't need you. You're just cluttering up the forums. You're in the way of progress. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you the door. And I'll put my boot in your ass so you can leave a little bit faster. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, guys, I got some news about my show. What I'm going to be doing. I'm planning on having a co-host. I tried auditioning for it, but I asked for someone in their mid to late 20s. I got people that are like 16, like, you know, 15, 14, 13. And they're like, yeah, hi, I'm 12, and I want to do your show with you. I'm like, no, you don't have enough life experience. You don't know what I'm talking about. If I'm going to sit here and talk about, like, the old days, what's the old days to you, Pokemon? No offense, guys, but, it's just I want an older guy because I'm an older guy. I'm 29. I don't relate to a 16-year-old anymore, guys. I'm not 16 anymore. It's been a long time. I wish I was. I miss being 16, but unfortunately I'm not. I'm 29 years old. I've seen a lot more than you have. I need someone on my level. So I enlisted a very old friend of mine, and next week he'll be coming on the show. I don't really quite know what we're going to do with the show. We kind of have a little more of a back and forth kind of roundtable discussion about, gaming and all this other stuff and the news articles and everything. But I think it'd be better with another person, a little more synergy, a little more pizzazz, you know what I'm saying? And me and him get along really well. Like, we've known each other since we've known each other since we were, like, too young to drive. So it'll be good times, man. It'll be good times. So, exciting news right there, Figure I'll let you guys know about that. Anyway, let's get on to the news, shall we? That's another reason. I rely too much on the news. Like, I can sit here and just, preach and preach and preach and preach. But, I don't know. Like, I run out of steam after, like, 15 minutes. I need a break. Because there's only so much I could preach about before I start sounding repetitive and a little kind of like an evangelist, Like, send me $200 and I will get you, like, a better, I don't know, like, what am I supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, last week I reported on Dead Space 2 supposedly being developed by some studio somewhere in California. And look here on Silicon Era. Dead Space 3 takes place on a frozen planet. First details inside. Hot diggity damn, I was right. So yeah, apparently Dead Space 3 is going to be taking place on some frozen planet somewhere, and, he's like the only survivor, and he takes shelter, and then it turns out to be like The Thing, which they're actually remaking. You can read more about it in the article in the description. I just want to tell you guys that Dead Space 3 is going to come out soon. That's pretty epic. And I don't really want to report on this, but I keep seeing fucking tweets over and over again. Like, Rage is going to be on three DVDs on Xbox. Rage is only going to be on one DVD, one Blu-ray on PS3. Oh my god, it's like nobody gives a fuck, right? Like, who gives a shit? Why do we care about how many discs Rage is going to be on? Yeah, it's going to be on 3 discs, but you can install it, so shut the fuck up. Damn, is there no news out there? Is this what we got? Like, look, I know Rage is a big game and everything. I know we're all excited for it, but has it been that long? Have we never had a game that took more than 2 discs on an Xbox? I mean, the times are coming, man. And Rage is full of high quality textures. The game's made by John Carmack. God of FPSs, man, king of FPSs. He's the man. He made Quake. He made Doom. He made Wolfenstein 3D. I mean, a lot of these guys owe their livelihoods, I should say, their livelihoods to John Carmack. We wouldn't have Call of Duty if it wasn't for John Carmack, because Call of Duty is based off of the Intech 1900 engine. I can't remember what engine it was. I think it was an Intech 3. I'm getting old. I'm getting senile. But it's based off the Quake 3 engine, basically, and John Carmack came up with that. And the guy is incredible, and he made Rage, and, well, it wasn't just him. I mean, there's a lot of other people, but, he was one of the guys, hammering on the keyboard, just, and he came up with it, and, after lots of keystrokes, he made Rage. But apparently it's going to be on 3 discs, and on the PS3 version, he'll have the PS3 version will actually have like this PC kind of like super high, like 65 megabit texture pack. So it's going to look amazing on PS3, and I'm going to buy that for PS3. And that's why it's good at both consoles, because, sometimes games are better than the other. I will say for online multiplayer games that are cross-platform, definitely buy an Xbox 360 because you get the most compatible version, because, everybody's sucking Microsoft's dick, man. I mean, they want that Microsoft money. Microsoft money! All right, I'm going to never do that again. I'm sorry. I'm hyper, guys. I just got out of PT, physical therapy, for my arm, and, feeling kind of good. I guess the adrenaline from getting my ass kicked. So, yeah. So, anyway. So, a couple articles in the description about, like, how this is a big to-do, like that it's an 8 gigabyte install on PS3 and like a 40 gigabyte install on Xbox, which is a lot, or at least like 20 or something, I don't know. Some obscure number that I really don't give a shit about. So professional. Anyway, as far as... let's rap about Gears of War, shall we? Let's rap about Gears of War. Because, I'm really not that happy. I haven't really been playing too much Gears lately because the multiplayer is just... it's just... the learning curve is like a fucking... it's like a 90-degree angle, man. It's like, whoa! It's really hard, and I'm getting frustrated, and there's this beta that just came out, and I'm having fun with it, so I shelved it for a while. I played the single player a little bit, but I know there's value in it because there's still Horde in single player, so I'm cool. It's not like I wasted $60. But before I start bashing it, we're going to talk about how much it sold. 3 million copies in the first week. 3 million. Bear in mind that Gears of War 1 and 2 each sold about 500 million each, or 500 million. That's a lot. That'd be a fucking record breaker. I'm sorry. 5 million apiece. 5 million, which is pretty good, man. I think the top selling game was Black Ops, and it's around 12 or 17 million. So a little under half of Black Ops' success. That's nothing to sneeze at, right? So 3 million. 3 million copies. All right. My problem is right now. The problem I have with Gears of War is that MPFirst.com multiplayer. They took their slogan down. I was gonna totally give them the whole red carpet. Let me check their homepage. Maybe it's there. No, I guess they changed their mission statement. Oh well, these bros are pretty cool. They actually, when you respond to my tweets and you're you're like an entity in the whole YouTube sphere or the blog sphere or whatever. When you're somebody in the whole community and they have enough time, they actually take the time to thank you for mentioning them. It means a lot to me. So anytime I can, I'm gonna plug these guys. MPFirst.com, check them out. Seriously, they're pretty cool. Brand new guy, brand new site. They're actually looking for editors right now. So, if you can't type and can't form a sentence without making 60,000 grammatical errors and you can't spell, then don't bother. But if you're a guy like me that's, got way too much time on their hands and likes to play video games and has some opinions, they're looking for authors, Real helps them out. But, I got an article called, the Day 1 DLC Dilemma. $134. That's what you could possibly spend if you purchased all available Day 1 DLC for Gears of War 3. $134 if you bought all the DLC and the game. Actually more, because if you bought the Epic Edition or the Console Edition, if you bought the Console Edition, you'd probably spend $434. But, seriously. We're not going to go there. So if you bought the regular edition and all the DLC, $134, and none of this has any impact on the game itself. It's all fucking skins and none of the DLC is actually unlocked right now because that's basically buying the season pass. It's $45 in weapon skins. What is this, guys? I just told you guys that they sold 3 million copies. 3 million fucking copies, and they're projected to sell about that. That's right on budget, and that's right on target. They totally know what they're doing. And I'm seeing Cliffy B just do nothing but sit here and tweet these guys that have Gears tats, man. These gorgeous Gears tats. They look great, but this is on their bodies. It's permanently on their bodies forever. Because they love this game so much. And you know what they get in return? They get all this fucking DLC. They get all this oh, you really love our game? You really love our game? How much do you like it? Do you like it this much? You want to buy weapon skins? Huh? Weapon skins? Check it out. You can have a pink fucking Retro Lancer. Pink Retro Lancer. Check that shit. You gotta have this, right? Yeah. 240 Microsoft points, bro. You want the whole set? I think it's 1,400 Microsoft points per whole set. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But $45 to buy them all. And it's not like we're going to buy them all. And that $45 is at a discount. That's like the wholesale price. So you can imagine if you actually sat there and bought, one by one and said, fuck it, I'll just buy the rest. You can just imagine. But this is how we're repaid for our loyalty, And I'm not a huge gearhead. There are some people out there that are insanely huge gearheads, And this is it's that two-faced fucking facade that we're seeing. And It's bullshit. It's what's wrong with the game industry right now. It's just how much fucking extra incremental sales can we hammer down these people's throats? Guys, the economy's in bad shape, man. Maybe you should lighten up a little bit. Maybe you should make the stuff a little bit cheaper. Maybe you should add a little more value to the $60 purchase that people put out their hard fucking earned cash on. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. You know where you got that loyalty from? You got it from making a superior product. You got it from making a good game with a rich storyline, horde mode, and all this other, and a very unique multiplayer. That's where you got it from. You actually sold a package deal. You didn't just sell a multiplayer with a shitty fucking, single player, and they're just tacked on there just to please the single player guys. You actually put a lot of pride and effort into this. That is where you got your fucking sales from, guys. And now all of a sudden, you got everybody groomed and ready and perfect, and then, you're done filling Hansel and Gretel up with sweets, and you're going to throw them in the fucking oven. Is that how we get repaid? I'm tired of this fucking trend of DLC. I'm tired of all these incremental sales. I know you guys are running a business. I know that shareholders are demanding more and more and more. But when is it going to stop? When are we going to stop selling these fucking games to the shareholders? When are we going to fucking sell these games to the gamers that actually fucking bought these games? When's it going to happen? When? Do I need to stop playing games? I think I really do, because it's really starting to piss me off. The older I get, the more I realize the world's just out there to fuck you. And, and it's just this one little thing, this one little innocent thing in my life that I love, that I love to do in my spare time, that I had so much passion for, and I would spend, I spent my entire summer one year playing this one game called Azure Dreams, and I loved it to death. And they cut the fucking ending out because of it didn't really conform to, ESRB ratings or something like that. But whatever, but that's how much I love this. It's silly. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but, it means a lot to me, and I used to love Gears because, like I said, they were just so good to their fans. They were just so good. It's just, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Fuck you. So I'm not really happy about you. I'm not really happy with you guys, man. It's just I don't know. Epic, you guys really, you really dropped the ball. And unfortunately, the fandom with Gears is just it's so thick. It's so, it doesn't matter what I say. If a big Gears fan heard this, he'd just stop listening to the podcast right now. He would think I was insane, and it's really unfortunate that they're capitalizing on that brand loyalty. I'm over it. I'm over it. How much time I got left? Man, I'm going on a rampage. Maybe I should just go through a couple more of these articles. I'm going to link this one in the show notes. I don't have enough time to go over it. Basically, it's a study that finds games altering perceptions of reality. It's basically like saying people that play a lot of video games they adapt video game problem solving to real life problem solving. It's a pretty good read. It's over on GameSpot.com. There's another article here called "Consoles Have Just Become Shitty PCs." He's basically just talking about just how we've just been been dealt the same old crap. We've been accepting just so little, so little of this potential that's out there, and we're just like, yes, more please. More please. No need to innovate. We're happy. No, I don't want to buy another console. No, you don't have to. No, it's okay. We'll just keep buying these games for these systems. We can't really afford new consoles right now. And it just kind of slows down innovation. It stifles growth. It's just not very fun. That's just a big article on that. I wanted to read these articles, but I've just been going on a rampage, guys. But I will leave it in the show notes because if you guys are interested, just if I read that article, I would go crazy. I probably would knock my desk over if I read another article like that. So I'm just going to relax. I'm going to kick back. I'm going to read this article over at IGN. It's an editorial. Will in-ad games get crazy? And I think I went over this, but I haven't gone over this article. But I've already sort of estimated. I made this this theory that Battle Log, the in-game the server browser for Battlefield 3, since it's cross-platform, I really do think that the guys over at EA are planning on putting ads on there. That's why there's this big push for a console-based server browser, because the guy also said at a keynote, I forget his name. He's a big shot over at EA. He also talked about how people are more susceptible to actually clicking or reading an ad when they're in transition areas and not actually in the game. And what better place to do it than a web browser? What better place to do it than a server browser on a console? That way, you're not really intruding inside the game. You're more like you're more comfortable seeing an ad while you're picking servers, and I really think that's the direction they're taking. And it doesn't look good. It looks like more. It looks like signs for things to come, and unfortunately, like, these guys just can't get enough money. I will say this though: if they're going to run ads, maybe they'll lighten up on the DLC. One can hope, right? One can hope, but that'd be a good exchange. I wouldn't mind seeing ads in server browsers or like lobbies or like transitions from map to map, if that meant I can pay less for DLC, if I get more value out of my game, if everything on the disc wasn't locked, like Gears of War 3. Like, I think half the disc on Gears of War 3 is locked. They got to pay to unlock like the other half of that disc, man. That's just ridiculous. Like, what'd you actually buy, What did you buy? But, anyway, the article, it just basically goes like, game companies can't get enough of in-game advertising, and there's more to come. Is this the future of gaming? Ugly corporate logos splashed over gorgeous games, lame side quests involving branded fast food power-ups. I don't really think that's going that far. That's a little too far. He's got a picture of I see Clucking Bells, so obviously this is Grand Theft Auto. Product placement is here to generate positive product association, but when you've grown tired of seeing your characters rise in cell phone for the upteenth time, product placement has failed. Justin Townsend, founder of IGA Worldwide, a company designed to help studios with in-game advertising, says claims things will get better, not worse. On the whole, he says, quote, "We'll see gamers generally happy with advertising in games as long as it's not obtrusive and as long as it's contextually relevant." Like I said, these go a little more the extreme. Where, like, say for instance in Grand Theft Auto, as I have this picture here, you might see instead of like, Joe Swampwater coffee, you see a Starbucks. That's not bad, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with seeing a Starbucks. It would actually kind of help with immersion. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be so bad. But if it's the point where, like, it zooms in on the coffee cup or the facade, that might be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Here's an article about Console Control S. I had to read this article because the name of the site's great. Why is camping so hated in gaming? Why not? Why not? Let's get into this article. So I'm just going to read this article. It's not very long, so we'll just share this little nugget of information with you guys. If you can also read it, you can read it yourselves. It will be in the show notes as always. But anyway, the article goes to say, "All right, time to get down to the bottom of why gamers hate camping. I know a lot of gamers will love to speak on this matter, so let your voices be heard. First off, this is to promote community talk about this. This is to promote community talk about the subject that's been unaddressed for some time now. We can finally get out all our emotions about the matter and express our frustrations. Look at this as a letter to the campers. Will anyone out there be bold enough to defend camping? We'll see. Here's what I say. I, for one, do not hate the concept of camping so much as the next gamer. The sheer anger I hear about camping, I cannot relate to or wait. Maybe I can. If it's anything like throwing in the Street Fighter series, then yeah, I can relate. Before I move on, I want to say I love the fact that a community can come together and have an understanding about unwritten rules and absolute no-nos in the gaming to the point that it spreads worldwide. In my attempt to play gamer's advocate, I could argue that it's in the game for a reason, and more importantly, developers put it there for you to use. you don't use snipers to run and gun, use snipers to snipe, especially in tactical games. I could also argue there's room for strategy if everyone is expected to run and gun. Yeah, like, where's the room in the strategy? I kind of get what this guy was saying. He's basically saying, like, if everybody camps, then what's going to happen? It'd be like playing World War I. I mean, I get what this guy's saying. You know, my stance on camping is, you know, it should be like a tool that used tastefully, you know? It shouldn't be a state of mind. It should be a golf club. You know what I'm saying? It should be there in your golf bag in case you need it, you know, because you're not going to play golf. You're not going to play all 10 holes of golf with a sandwich. You know, you got to put the sandwich down and use the driver to start out with. And then, you know, that's how I see it. You know, there's times where camping is warranted, and there's times where it's not, you know. And the people that just are a little too afraid to actually step out in the open, they're not very good at the game, and they don't really want to improve. You know, they've taken too many beatings, and they think this is where they belong. And it's really unfortunate because it kind of slows the game down when you have too many people that, you know, have that mentality, and I don't like it. But it's not to say that everybody that camps is a complete loser and they suck at the game and I don't like them. That's not true. And it's also hard to distinguish, you know, who's actually a camper, because most of these people you'll never see in your lives again. And the 1 or 2 times they killed him, he might have been holding down an area. But you never know. That guy may be a running gunner. That guy might be a pro running gunner. You don't know that. You don't know that. So anyway, I'll leave this in the description. You can, you know, leave a reply to his little article there. You know, get some community interaction going. Give this guy a little shout out on his website. It's consolecontrolus.com. And Skyrim, I don't really give a shit. I'm tired of reporting about Skyrim. Diablo 3 has been pushed back to 2012. The beta has been extended till what thing you got to worry about when Blizzard says soon. Soon could be a month or a year, so I don't know when it's going to come out. They say sometime early in 2012. It should be up by Christmas 2012. That's my prediction. That's a safe prediction. It'll be up by 2012. The good news is the beta is extended, so who really gives a shit? Maybe some of us actually get in the beta. I'll leave that article in the description so you guys can rage about it. And it seems Sony is actually serious about this 3D visor because they're still talking about it. If you don't really pay attention to my show, this is the first episode you listened to. I think it's on the second or third episode. I talked about a 3D visor that's going to revolutionize gaming, and what it's like is it's like, you know, those virtual 3D fucking visor things looking like Geordie LaForge, except you know, like an 80s version of Geordie LaForge. Let's say, like, you know, like Geordie LaForge, let's say he's got like the 2011 edition of his little like thing that goes on his face. Well, this looks like the 1980s version of whatever that was. So, give you an idea. You know, it's like a big ass Virtual Boy in your face. But apparently the screen is going to be like huge. It's going to be like 200 inches, you know, like logically around 200 something inches. And it's going to be 480 pounds. So it's going to be like $500 or $600, which isn't cheap. And like I said last time around, if you're really interested in this, guys, hold off. Wait for the second edition. Wait for the kinks to get you know, wait for the kinks to get kinked out. Let those assholes buying the $2,000 gaming PCs, let them buy it, and then let's come in and buy version 2 when it actually works and if it's any good. You know, go to Best Buy and try it out. No harm in that. There will be a booth of this in Best Buy if it hits American shores. Believe me, Best Buy loves selling shit that people don't need. Every time I went to Best Buy, anytime I came near to the 3D section, those people were like, "Hey, you want a 3D emitter for your?" I'm like, "No, I wear glasses. I got to wear 3D glasses on top of my glasses. What is this?" It's like, "Yo, dog, I heard you like 3D, so we got glasses to go on top of your glasses, so you can look through glasses and see 3D, but except get headaches and hate your life." You know, and they just look at me like I'm an idiot, like I'm some kind of caveman. You know, I'm like, whatever. I'm pretty sure they don't have 3D at home. Why are they pushing it on me? So yeah, Sony's really, you know, they're actually serious about this. So we'll probably see it over here pretty soon for like $1 billion. Just wait for the second version, so it'll be cheaper and it'll actually work. Trust me. Over at GamersNexus.com, this is a follow-up to the $550 PC. They're right up on a $550 PC that'll actually, you know, play Battlefield 3 at respectable settings. 84% of gamers do not meet recommended specs for BF3. And that's kind of true because, I mean, shit, like, who's got a 6850 right now or 6950? Like, you know, who's really running that? That's an expensive card, you know. A lot of people don't have, like, brand new computers. They're like me with a 4870 times 2. And what that is it's a 4870 with 2 GPUs. So it's actually pretty decent. But, you know, some of these people have like 5770s or whatever, which will run the game just fine, but it's not, you know, it's not going to get you that high settings. You know, it's not going to get you to the recommended settings. And here's a little flow chart for Battlefield 3 graphic settings by card, which is on the article. You're basically running like a windowed mode, the size of a postage stamp on the bottom here, with a ATI 3870 or NVIDIA 88 or 8,800, whatever. That's an old card, man. Wow. I think that actually cost some good money back in the day. Anyway, over in low to mid, ATI 5830, NVIDIA 460. So, like, medium settings, you're looking at like a 5770, 5830, 58, actually 5870 being real, you know, that actually take you pretty far. But these are just generic ranges, so over in the low-high range, we got 6870 ATI or the NVIDIA's 560. You could probably hit high with that. I really don't understand. I think they kind of rated that a little too low. Over in the Ultra, you have the NVIDIA 6970 and the ATI 6970 and the NVIDIA 570. And they're saying that actually reaches up to top of the high in Ultra. I disagree. I think a 570 and a 6970 would probably hit high. I don't think you can run Ultra at 60 frames per second, because anything less than 60 frames per second on PC, it's kind of a waste. Always take frames over settings, you know. And over on Ultra, 6990 or 58 or 580 or 590, which, wow. You can afford a 6990 or a 580, then, hey, be my guest. Can I have a loan? Those things are expensive, man. They're like $500. So, anyway, guys, that's pretty much the range on PC video cards. In a nutshell, kind of a generic range, I should say. But most people don't really have those kind of specs right now. It's understandable. I mean, shit, we're in a bad economy right now. This stuff's expensive, you know. Dice explains why over at GamePoor. Dice explains why Operation Metro was the map selected for BF3 beta. Basically, Daniel said that because we did this in the alpha and we made so many revisions and changes that, fuck it, we're just going to do it again. All we got to do is flip the switch and it's done. Which is kind of a disappointment, because I really would have liked to have seen Caspian Border, because it would have really showed off, you know, how great this game is, especially on PC, you know, with the 64 players and the tanks and the jets and the dinosaurs. You know, it would have been incredible. You know, it would have been incredible to check that shit out. But unfortunately, you know, we just got an Operation Metro, which is fine. It's just I played the hell out of it in the alpha, and I didn't really like it. Now I got to play it again. This is like a 10 or 11 day beta, man. I mean, I played that same map for 10 days, man. It's gonna be kind of trying. You know what I'm saying? But I got it on all 3 platforms. I will have it on all 3 platforms, so that probably should alleviate some of the monotony. At least I do think. This link, of course, will be in the show notes. He's just basically being himself. Like, I really don't even listen to the guy anymore, because, you know, the guy sat here and he just talked and talked and talked, and I'm like, don't write me a broadcast. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna be ready. It's gonna be all polished up and good to go. I can't give you any details on anything because we want to make sure it's perfect and ready and polished. You know, we got to put the glaze on the ham before it's ready. You know, put a couple gloats of glaze on there. We actually use Werner's ginger ale for the glaze. You know, it makes it taste really good, but it's not quite ready yet. So stop asking me. You know, and then we finally get it. I can't fucking do keybinds on the PC version. Go figure. All that talk, and I can't do keybinds. Dice. What's wrong with you guys, man? But at least we got Battlelog. And the reason why I like Battlelog is because Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 2, every Battlefield I can imagine always had the shittiest server browsers. I think they finally fixed the problem by using a web browser based browser. Maybe that alleviated some of the BS. I don't know. And over at mpfirst.com, running out of time. Gotta hurry up. Over at mpfirst.com, Infinity Ward will look at Infinity Ward will look at cross-platform gaming for future games. And they're kind of like talking about, doing the PC and Xbox experience. I'm pretty sure they're not going to merge PS3 and Xbox. It's a possibility, though. I mean, the fact that Robert Bowling's actually talking about it looks like they're actually thinking about it up there. So we have something good to look forward to. Because I think cross-platform would be the best way to go. Because you can unite everyone, and have like this big bro pile of people, this big man orgy of guys, in sweat, neckbeards, and Mountain Dew and stuff, and it's just it's horrible. It's like that episode of South Park where the people from the future went in the past to take people's jobs. They took our jobs. It looked like that, except with a bunch of neckbeards and dudes. It's pretty fucking disgusting, if you ask me. And, whew, God, I'm tired, man. You try to talk for 50 minutes straight. It's hard. I also did a commentary before this. Get on my level. This is with no editing either. I do not edit my podcast. Over at GamesRadar.com, The Old Republic confirmed for a December 20th release. Pricing structure is not revealed. Pricing structure is revealed. And no, this is not a Jedi mind trick. 1 month subscriptions are $14. 3 month subscriptions are $13 per month for a one-time charge of $41.97. 6 month subscriptions are $77.94. That's a one-time charge. And if you pre-order the game, I think you get early access, which is probably like a beta. You also get bonuses. Who really cares? Diablo's coming out. Just for you guys that really want to know about Old Republic, there it is. I'm pretty sure my bro Zach wants to know about all about this because he's been fucking pimping this game since 2 or 3 years ago, and I've been waiting for the beta forever. I probably missed the beta because it probably went in my spam filter and I never read it. But free Old Republic guys out there, December 20th, man. There it is, and there's the pricing: $14 per month, $13.99 for 3 months, and $12.99 for 6 months. Of course, with a one-time charge of that put together. Well, it's like who would $12 for 6 months versus $14 for 1 month? I mean, that's a no-brainer. But anyway, guys, that's it. That is the end of episode 5. Episode 5, man. Wow. Oh, man. This podcast is a lot of fun. I love it. And just all I got to say is, if you made it this far, guys, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for your time. You can follow me at Dirk Deadeye on Twitter, Dirk Deadeye. And my YouTube channel is also Dirk Deadeye, youtube.com/Dirk Deadeye. All of this will be in the show notes whenever I get around to doing it. And have fun, guys. Happy gaming. And don't listen to those pricks out there, man. You do what you do, because in the end, we are all gamers. Don't ever forget that. I'll catch y'all later. We had good talk. Peace.